Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. Today I want to talk about digital video game purchases and backward compatibility and why that matters more now than ever. So, about halfway through last generation, I went completely digital. I started buying all my games digitally. Every game that I had on disc, I traded in and then just bought digital purchases of all of those. And so now I'm right at just over like 530 digital games. So if you take that and you average that out at like the $60 price, let's see, what was that? I don't know if that's right, but $36,530 worth of video games that I bought, day one digital. So, well, I mean, even though I bought the game, well, I mean, it's probably, yeah, it probably works out about that because all the ones I traded in and then bought digital versions of them, yeah, it still works. It still works out pretty close. Some of those I got on sale after I traded in, So, 36,530 bucks. That's like a base level brand new truck that you could have bought that I've invested in video games. And that's just since about the middle of last generation. So if you look at what Microsoft has done with enhancing, those games that I bought last generation to make them, run better, feel better, look better, on the new gen consoles, that there to me is respecting my investment in that ecosystem. So far, Sony's PlayStation 5, some of their first party games they've upgraded. Hello, yo, Jimbo. So yeah, Sony's doing the bare. I don't know. I mean, like it feels like the bare minimum. Like I'm far more happy with the backwards compatibility that I've gotten on the Xbox side. And with Xbox being a software company and being able to do that at a system level, that's freaking amazing. Like I can put in basically any of my games on the Series X, and anything that was upgraded for One X has definitely got a boost, in some way, shape, or form, as well as, some of the older games. Anything that's 900p or 1080p from old Xbox, they don't look that great on the Xbox Series X. So yeah, I don't really play those. I was hoping that maybe we'd get resolution enhancement for some of those. But if you buy your games digital, that purchase is basically, always with you. It's always connected to your account. So even if they stop selling that game, you can still download it. Like Forza Horizon 3, I could still download that, and they don't have that on the marketplace anymore. I honestly feel like digital is probably going to be the way of the future. Microsoft's Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass is definitely making that, is definitely helping, customers start to feel more comfortable with the digital scope. I'm telling you, Game Pass is going to kill GameStop and other retailers like it. When you can download a game day one and play it for as much as you want for $15, I don't see how somewhere like GameStop survives that. I know that when I was managing Game Crazy, we wouldn't be able to survive that. That's just too hard, especially when you trade in a game and they try to sell it back to you for $54. I mean, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, now that we're this far into the generation, I have maybe 2 games on disc now, and those are the ones that my GameStop said they give me like 15 cents for. So I just decided to keep The Division and Uncharted 4. Those are the only 2 disc games I got. I haven't used the disc drive in either of my new consoles. I do invest a lot more in hard drives now. as if the first time security online checks go by the way of the dodo. Yeah, a lot of people are going to have a problem with digital because of, like DRM. Okay, but look at it this way, okay? I have my Xbox Series X and then my daughter has a Series S, right? So if I buy Biomutant, I get 2 copies of that game. Just 2 copies right out of the gate just for buying it digital. If I buy it on disc, I don't have that option. I cannot let my daughter play that game. I know other friends that, they do game share. They'll have each other's information put there, and one buys a game and they both get it. And I mean that kind of ability with digital games that you can't get that with a disc. There's no way you get 1 copy. So I mean, right there, that's already an added value. Basically, for every digital game you buy, you get 2 copies. It would be nice if Microsoft would do like some kind of like a family thing, for Game Pass, because my boy's got an Xbox too, so I have to buy, and he doesn't like the games that me and her like. He likes different games, so I mean, it works out kind of. I just buy his games, but um, yeah, that being online, the security online checks and stuff, it does kind of suck because my internet goes out. I can't play any of my games on my system. I can only play she can play them because hers is set to the the main console, so she could still play them and has access, but I don't. And that does kind of suck. But yeah, I do this at least. I'm trying to do this at least 3 times a week now. It definitely helps. A lot of people get on there. Well, it really helps to get on Twitter too, and like post everything you do on there. Yeah, I would do like a podcast with other people. Definitely help you build your channel. They want to believe that they can easily unlock the second copy digitally to you once you insert the disc to show you bought it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll look into it. What time do you guys do it though? Frogboy X1 Gaming. Dutch time. So that would put it. I have no idea what time that would be. I'm in the USA. I'm like Mountain Time. So it like right now I'm at 12, almost 12:30 p.m. Okay, I will do that. Okay, I sent you one. 10-hour difference. So, ooh, gosh, I don't know. What day in the midweek do you do those? Because I work during the day normally from 7:30 to 3:30. Yeah, Wednesday. So Wednesdays. Yeah, Wednesdays should be fine if I'm not doing Node War. Midweek Wednesday. Cool. No, but I'll look him up. Wandering Dutch on Twitter, right? Or okay, Wandering Dutch. Dutch. Global Resistance or Dutch Wandering? I got two of them. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. Wandering Dutch. Yeah, that's what I put on. Oh, Wandering. Okay, Wandering Dutch. Okay, I'm following it now. Yeah, blurry, way blurry. Stupid 1080p. Gosh, gigantic one. I think that's the one. He's got like a God of War. Um, yeah, no problem, man. I will definitely. Newcastle, England. This doesn't say anything about. Oh yeah, host for Mix It Up Midweek Podcast. Okay, that's the guy. That one. Okay, I got him. Yeah, that'd be fun. Definitely be fun. Always looking to find ways to continue to grow. So since I've started buying all my games digitally, um, having that ease of access or being able to on Xbox, you can download them pretty early. On PlayStation, it's usually about 2 days before, but you can start playing them right at midnight. Don't have to download the disc and do all of that stuff after you go pick it up. That's definitely been a bonus. Yep, enjoy that Indy 500, mate. Have a good night, man. Definitely, I'll send you a tweet on Wednesday, or yeah, Wednesday after I get off work, about 3:30 in the afternoon. See if what's going on. Enjoy that racing today. Probably I was gonna do some racing today too, but I'm just kind of not feeling there today. So back to digital purchases and and having that content already available to you. The whole thing that Microsoft is doing by upgrading the that experience. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it. Thanks. I will look forward to that. I'm following all of his things, and he should be able to send me a direct message as well. That'll be fun. I'm definitely looking forward to that. So with Microsoft and the way they're enhancing that the backwards compatibility to all those games, and like take for instance a game like Assetto Corsa Competizione. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's true. It's definitely a conditioned behavior. For me, it just it had a lot to do with um, convenience. Convenience was definitely one of the major driving factors to why I would do that. Being able to play my games right when they come out, um, being able to have two copies, two versions of every game I got. Um, the the enhanced backwards compatibility was definitely a plus. When Microsoft started talking about that, I was so happy. And like me personally, I like to support the developers too. And when I buy a digital game, that means that they're getting their money for that. The more that we buy games um, digitally and support the medium, the more the developers are, they're going to go out of their way to try to create, we've seen the exact opposite of that too. We've seen, companies like Call of Duty continue to create the same thing every year and then just rebrand it. So, I mean, Modern Warfare is literally the best Call of Duty I've played in a long time. Like the Black Ops games, they're just starting to feel like stale. I don't like them, and the um, the fact that they're starting to require so much storage space for these games. There's no way you could put Call of Duty on a disc. You can't even put that whole game on a disc. It won't fit on a Blu-ray disc. You would need 4 discs to put that whole game on there. So telling yourself that you're not going to buy digital games is you still have to download all of that. You put the disc in there. Some games aren't even coming, on the disc anymore. They're coming with a code that you put in there. So yeah, I mean, like the landscape is changing. I think everything is going to go digital pretty fast. There's a lot of countries out there, a lot of places that don't have that really fast internet or something, that are going to that are definitely making it harder um, for people to buy digital games. But I mean, we're going into the future with this. Um, there's I mean, they all of these companies, Microsoft and Sony and everything, they always have digital sales on their stores. Like you can, like most games, you don't even have to pay full price for anymore. Like a month later, they're like $30. Like Ubisoft games drop value really really fast, and I don't think they should because honestly, that makes me kind of mad. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that would be fine too if you don't put the disc in the thing and then you have access to two different things, but you still have to put the disc in the other Xbox. Until they do that, I don't see any. I mean, that would be cool if they did that, and that would help a lot of people start going to digital faster. But I mean, with Game Pass, that's definitely helping. That's making things a lot faster in adoption rate for digital games. You just get so used to downloading them and playing them on the console that pretty soon you're gonna have to keep it that way anyways. I've got a package coming from Amazon today too. Another Nintendo Switch game, man. Junior had to have the Odyssey back. So as soon as that gets here, I'll just have my boy run and grab it off the porch. Um, I don't know. I've grown accustomed to the digital purchases. Like I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied with the experience that I get from them. What I'm not happy about is the always online, games. They're starting to, these games as a service. That that was one of the reasons why I really liked Outriders. Like I was really excited for Outriders because I was like, yes, I'm going to be able to buy this game. I'm going to play it. Yeah, exactly. I care about my game. And, with Microsoft, we're more likely to, because of the cloud infrastructure and the infrastructure that Microsoft has, you're more likely to be able to continue to download those purchases longer into the future. Whereas at PlayStation, I mean, they were about ready to just get rid of the PlayStation 3 store and the Vita store. And then everybody made a big old stink about it. And they're like, okay, never mind. We changed our mind. And that's the thing. Like, if we don't hold these companies, or at least try to hold them, accountable for the most part, they can do whatever they want with our money. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just too much. It's just way too easy. I mean, especially with the advertising they have on the dashboards in both of these consoles. Like it's kind of hard to get away from that. Like every day you're bombarded with, oh yeah, pre-order now, and you get 5% off because you got PS Plus or you got Gold or something. I mean, these guys are smart, man. They know what they're doing. They know how to get us to buy stuff. And why do you think they put out two powerful consoles that are basically PCs and charge us $500 for them? They're going to get their money back on those digital purchases. They don't got to pay a middleman. They don't got to make a whole bunch of discs. They can regulate how much discs get made just by the amount of pre-orders. They're smart. I mean, they're pushing it. This is what Microsoft tried to do with the Xbox One, and everybody freaked out about it. But I mean, here we are, 7 years later, buying all of our games digital. Digital market share has grown well past 50% already on both consoles. So some companies are reporting 60-70% growth in their digital. Microtransactions are way up. You've got one, and the thing is once Microsoft and Sony start getting a taste of that money that people are paying for those little cell phone games, all of this is going to be digital soon. It is. There's no way around it. Waiting a long time to jump on and stuff. You see like you see it all the time. Like everybody's just so set on having that plastic physical piece of plastic that takes up all that space on their cell. I love it. It's so minimal now. I've got room for everything else to put there. I don't have to worry about having like extra shelves for all my digital video or for all my video games anymore. I like that. I like not having to have all of that space. And those games are, I get them all on a hard drive. I've got plenty of hard drives now. I keep all of that. I mean, it does suck. It is going to get kind of expensive to have to buy these SSDs all the time. I really wish Microsoft would put out bigger capacity SSD cards for the Xbox. That would definitely be better. I'm going to have to get like a little white marker and start writing what all games are on there, I was thinking just buy one a year and put all the games, just put year 1, year 2, year 3 on them. I don't know if that's going to work out too well, but yeah, I don't know. You definitely need bigger storage if we're gonna go all digital, and that's an investment too. $200 for 1 terabyte, you get, and you're paying what, $60 a game. If you get 10 games on that 1 terabyte, that's a pretty good investment, size. Yeah, I definitely trust Xbox far more than PlayStation. With PlayStation, I literally have every one of my games just from PlayStation 4 all on one drive. And then there's, well, I mean, I still have a lot that I haven't downloaded yet. I'm still buying more storage space for all my games. I've got like 8 freaking hard drives already. That's terrible. And I do trust Xbox because I can still download games from Xbox, the original Xbox. You can't do that on. I mean, well, I guess you can. There's some of those games that are on PS Plus that you can. I I had PS Plus for about a year and a half and used it like 3 times. Happy birthday, Yojimbo. Heck yeah. I'm glad you're getting older. So Reindeer, let me see if I'm getting this right. You want games to be like GTA 6 for you to spend the money on them, or bigger games that are going to give you more experience? Is that what that means? Yeah. Yeah, gosh, dude, I yeah, Sony's gonna have to, dude. There's no way Sony's gonna get through this generation unscathed without having to do something. That's the only game you would buy digital is GTA 6. I don't know. You can get pretty good discounts on these games. Yeah, GTA 6 is definitely. I'm gonna buy the GTA 5 again. Gosh, call me stupid, but I like pretty graphics, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna look freaking amazing. I think the only reason they're doing that is because it's taken them a lot longer to create this. Oh yeah, Game Pass. I like Game Pass. I do. I've played. Oh yeah, at full price. I mean, what GTA 5? Oh no, yeah. I'm talking about the one coming out in November, the one they're remaking. If it goes to Game Pass, that's cool. I mean, I've already bought it on PlayStation 5. I bought that, I mean, it was 2013 when I bought that. So I've had that one on there. And if it's a free upgrade, then I'll just stick with the PlayStation on it. But if it's not, I'm gonna buy it on Xbox for sure. I don't personally mind buying games at full price. I mean, the $75 for the PlayStation games is a little bit like, ooh gosh, because it's $5 tax where I live, so $75 for one game. And Ratchet and Clank, I'm pretty sure I got through the last Ratchet and Clank in like 8 or 9 hours. So I mean, $75, even if it's 12 hours, that's pretty steep. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I don't buy any third party games on PlayStation anymore. So um, they did that to themselves, though. They've done that to themselves. They charging $70 makes it so everybody's going to be a lot more picky, and they're probably not going to sell as many copies day one. I mean, third party games are going to sell probably pretty good. I mean, if you think about something like God of War, what did God of War sell? 20 million copies or something it's sold through as of recently or whatever. Yeah, this Ratchet and Clank. I mean, the last one. Well, they just did a 60 FPS boost for that too. Yeah, exactly. You can usually always find good deals on the Xbox store. It used to be PlayStation Store though. PlayStation Store used to have some really good deals. Right now, I think a lot of the stuff is on sale right now, but I've noticed they've been a lot more stingy with the sales since the PS5 too. I still paid $75 for Godfall, and that was like the biggest mistake I'd ever made. I don't even ever want to play that game again. It was just so dumb. I don't understand why they couldn't have put that on a last gen console at 1080p. Like it was basically 1440p on the PlayStation 5. Definitely play the Ratchet and Clank that is out. I think it might be free right now. I don't know. I think it might be one of those play at home games that in that play at home games. I don't know. You'd have to check, but that game was pretty fun. I think it was like, oh gosh, what was it, like 8 or 9 hours to beat that? So yeah, this new Ratchet and Clank, I'm super excited about it because I want to see like the new visuals. My most disappointing game so far out of this generation is going to have to be Godfall and Returnal. I do not like Godfall, and Returnal is the only reason I'm disappointed. I'm more disappointed with the visuals of Returnal than I am the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty cool, but the visuals and like those rooms aren't very big. They're not. They could have definitely looked a lot better. The Ratchet on the PlayStation thing, the PlayStation Play at Home. I think it's one of those games. I don't know for sure, but yeah, that's a fun experience. I mean, it was pretty fun. Like I am looking forward to the new one. I am getting kind of old, so going to try it out. I've just been really into RE Village is so good, man. That became my favorite Resident Evil game of all time. I hope they continue with that trend of, having like a supernatural effect. I think that would be so much better. It would definitely make that series grow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not like that visual experience of Returnal just made me like completely turned me off to that game. I'm like if it looked amazing, I would keep playing. That's the thing. If it looked amazing, I probably would keep playing, but it doesn't. It looks blurry and the textures look poor. The whole game just didn't look. Yeah, and it's and that too. I mean, it's not my type of game. And the way they I don't know, man. The way they like did the bait and switch, like show us all these amazing visuals in the thing, and then it didn't turn out to look that way because I didn't really watch a whole bunch of stuff on it. I was just like, oh, it's a Sony first party game. I'll just buy it and put it on the channel, So yeah, I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. It should have been $50. It's a AA game at best. They should have done it, but now I'm stuck with a digital copy of that because I buy digital games. So yeah, I mean that was a disappointment. That's probably I think Godfall was more disappointing because it's been on sale twice since I bought it now. Yeah. I don't think digital is a bad thing, at least not on the Xbox side. On the Xbox side, I think digital is definitely the way to go. I have no question. Yeah, exactly. Gosh, it's so freaking terrible. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do with that whole Returnal garbage. I they should have had you should have been able to choose a male or female on that. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like that game. It didn't turn. It wasn't as good as I thought. And every single freaking reviewer out there told you this game was amazing. Everybody told you Returnal was amazing, but then they also told you that Biomutant was a bad game. I've been enjoying Biomutant. I played more Biomutant than I have Returnal. I mean, that's for sure. I've got almost twice as much time in Biomutant than I had in Returnal. Yeah, I bought a copy of Watch Dogs Legion the other day for the PlayStation 5 for $20 because it gets that 60 FPS update in 2 days. 2 days on the first. You get it on the first, Wibby. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like that Biomutant definitely. I broke my review down as reviewing that for a younger generation of gamers. I mean it's definitely satisfied me and like kept me okay and happy and I want to explore the world. But I reviewed that more for, like a younger generation of gamers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And kids losing their games and stuff. Yeah. Buy them Series S. That's what I bought my daughter a Series S. Don't have to worry about the games ever getting scratched or lost or broken or anything. Yeah, I mean, like I've I've been looking at that. I've watched that Horizon Forbidden West demo a few times, and Aloy. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, like some of those camera shots are kind of off on her. Like she definitely looks a lot different than what she did in the first game. Sometimes, I think a lot of it just has to do with like the realistic facial movement too, and how people are snapping those shots. Yeah, I mean, I like the way the gameplay feels in Returnal. I just don't like the price. It should have been $50, and I don't like the visuals. I think the visuals could have been a lot better, and especially if they were selling it for a full price game. Yeah, exactly. They still got that hair physics for Aloy. I'm telling you guys, I feel like Gorilla is being a little bit there's something going on, for the most part. Like I'm pretty sure it's going to turn out to be a great game, but I'm really questioning the if there's going to be a 60 FPS mode in that game when it launches. Yeah, that Halo thing, that thing that Digital Foundry was talking about. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, you're trying to tell me the Raptor with robot eyes can't see her? Simulated 4K is like a sheet over 1080p, and it shows. You know what? Watching the 4K video of it when she's swimming in the water, you can see the checkerboard in her hair. Like you can see the reconstructed checkerboard in there, and like I don't think anybody's mentioned that. I'm pretty sure that game's got some reconstruction going on in it for sure. I have not played Hades yet. I'm planning on getting around to that back. And when I get PS5, I'll try Returnal. I think I like roguelike games. Yeah, by the time you get a PS5 though, it might be on sale, which I think $50 is a fair price for Returnal. Like I feel like that's a fair price for Returnal. So if you can get it for $50 or under, I definitely do, think that it's a good game for that. But it is hard and it is frustrating. And when you start getting in there, like I've been stuck in the first biome for over 9 hours, and every time you see a new creature or something, they'll start putting those creatures like right in there, right in the beginning. Like it gets harder and harder and harder as you play. Yeah, the $80 is way too much to pay for Returnal. Returnal is a double A game. Pay the least amount of money you can for that and try to enjoy it the best you can. Whatever you do, do not go into the door with stars until you have yeah, until you feel comfortable with that game, man. Because once you start, yeah, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I mean, like I don't want to spoil it for you if you're going to buy it, but yeah, we're never going to get Naughty Dog realism from Gorilla. No, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't think Gorilla's. I don't think Gorilla's as good as Naughty Dog, but even though I mean that freaking game looks pretty damn good. That Forza Horizon does look pretty good. I am happy with the way it looks. The characters close up, and when you see the face smooth, they turn grainy back to smooth. That's simulated. Yeah, I mean you can definitely see that grainy look on a lot of these PlayStation games. Even on Spider-Man, Miles Morales, when you set it to the quality mode or whatever, it tells you that it's 4K and then added, upscaling to make it look even better. So that's why you get that grainy look all over on it. Cyberpunk is yeah. Cyberpunk, my experience with Cyberpunk on the Series X wasn't bad. It was nowhere near as bad as everybody was saying that it was on the base consoles, but I stuck to the main campaign and just did that. And anytime I did go off course is when things started to fall apart. So I basically just tried to play through the campaign. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point though on buying digital, day one, because if you buy digital day one and the game is broken, especially with Sony, they don't like to return your money. Xbox is a lot more lenient. You could play an Xbox game for a couple hours and still get a refund, most of the time, depending on the game, depending on the publisher of the game. If you play the game for like a couple of hours, you can still get your money back. Oh, another disappointment. That Werewolf Apocalypse game. That game was kind of a disappointment. That one really sucked. Well, it didn't really suck. I mean, it's basically it's a really good looking PlayStation 2 generation game. It like the level design is like out of PlayStation 2 era, but the characters and stuff look all right. The combat was all right. The story was decent. I was having a hard time getting into that game. I'm eventually going to go back to it and try to play through it though. Yeah, everything just looks grainy on Returnal. Everything looks grainy, and that takes away from the really cool stuff. Like the fast travel and all the cool stuff that they did with that. It takes away when that looks cool and everything else looks like crap. So it's like, ugh. I mean, it doesn't look like crap. It just you can tell it's not Sony first party high quality visuals. Dang, one of my kids. I mean, I guess you could try that. I've never tried that though. I just figure once I buy a Sony game, I'm stuck with that. Any hidden gems out on PS5? Ooh, um, the. I mean, your selection is kind of limited. I mean, and it's limited on both of them right now. But um, Assassin's Creed's pretty good. I think most of that stuff's pretty good. I mean, I don't think there's anything really like, oh my gosh, I just gotta have it. I mean, you could probably wait until the end of the year, and there will be more stuff. Yeah, if you have PS Plus, all those play at home games are good. You get basically all of them are upgraded too. I think those are good experiences to play for sure. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really only like went out of my way to buy Sony first party games, and then just recently I bought a couple of the other ones. Oh gosh, Xbox E3. Okay, here's my expectation for E3. I think Microsoft needs to come out on E3 and drop a AAA game right after it's announced to be able to purchase right then and there, or like right on to Game Pass. I really feel like they need to have something right close to E3 because of the lack of stuff that they've had out right now. Yeah, we got Ubisoft rumors coming to game. Yeah, if they do that, Xbox will be unstoppable with Game Pass. If the Ubisoft games come to there, but Ubisoft is also, I mean, and the reason why I think that might be the case is Ubisoft has been talking a lot about free to play games lately. They have been talking a lot about investing heavily in free to play games. So if that's the case, that might actually pan out, and they might end up on Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, exactly. Both of them need to be great. Both consoles need to keep producing great content. Yeah. So if more third-party games come to Microsoft, well, it, more third-party games are going to have to come to Game Pass, and Xbox is going to have a way better lineup to start charging more for Game Pass. That's for sure. Yeah, if they buy Warner Games, if they buy Warner Games, they're basically only getting mostly studios. All of that IP and stuff is going to stay with Warner Brothers, like the DC and Lord of the Rings stuff like that. That's all going to stay with Warner Brothers, unless Xbox was to rent the rights or something. You know what I mean? But that IP is going to stay there, so they would basically just get studios. Yeah, that really is kind of a letdown. I'm pretty sure Sony's going to do something around the time of E3, like another one of their big state of play like they did last year. That they're definitely going to do one of those, but I don't know if it's going to come out before or after the launch of Ratchet and Clank. I think they should do it before so that they can. I think it would be better for the marketing of Ratchet and Clank if they do that. Get people pumped. About, oh yeah, look what else is coming, and then they just buy that game. Just out of whatever. But I think that they're going to do it before, during, or right after the launch of that game. Microsoft does have some AAA talent there. I'm actually pretty surprised with the quality. I mean, I would say Turn 10 is AAA. I would definitely say Playground Games is AAA. Playground Games playing that Forza Horizon 4 at 60 frames a second with PC max settings on Forza Horizon 4 is freaking amazing. Like I get the same feeling playing that as I do playing Spider-Man. Like that, just adrenaline filled. Like it's so fun. Like I love my Spider-Man games, and I am so freaking happy I got 60 frames a second on those. That was a game changer, definitely, for those Spider-Man games. That's an E3 problem there. Asking more and more, and there's growing still. Yeah, E3 kind of has changed a lot over the years. That it's hard to continue to get excited for that when Gamescom is getting bigger. Gamescom and Tokyo Game Show used to be a lot smaller, but those seem like they're getting bigger now. And COVID-19 has kind of screwed things up too. Everybody being scared of a runny nose. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, E3 wanted more money. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to put on a show in California now. I mean, there's so many regulations and stuff out there that, yeah, it's ridiculous. Maybe we should start our own E3 in one of the other smaller states. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Sony going forward lately. Like when Sean Layden was there, things were a lot better. Like I really liked Sean Layden. I like that guy. Xbox under Phil Spencer's leadership has been night and day. Like Phil Spencer is, and the team that Phil Spencer's put together for Xbox, like these guys are legit. I mean, I've texted like Jason Ronald, on Twitter, and he's like sent me messages back and stuff. Like these guys are pretty cool. Like I do like the way Xbox is running things lately. PlayStation, not so much. I don't really know what the hell Jim Ryan is doing there. I know that he's trying to pivot PlayStation as like this premium brand, but dude, if your games come out and then like 6 months later they're $20, is that really premium? Because Nintendo games come out, and I mean, how long ago did Mario Odyssey come out? Didn't it come out with the Switch? It was a launch title for Switch, wasn't it? Or pretty close. Well, oh yeah, it was like a year later. I literally just paid $60 for that game for Junior because he wanted that. And Like it still sells for like $54 used. So that's insane. Yeah. I mean, like I can see Jim Ryan being good for Sony in terms of, keeping like a higher balance sheet and higher profits. Yeah, dude, I love Nintendo, man. Nintendo was the first console I ever played. And Jim is aggressive. He's not gonna talk. Just yeah, I do get that, but I mean, if you've been a PlayStation fan as long as I have, well over 25 years. I mean, my first PlayStation was the PlayStation 1 in the silver box, the one that had the well, no, not the silver box, the one that, yeah, like the very first one, like back in '94 or whatever. And we only had things like Virtual Fighter and gosh, what was that? What was that freaking Ridge Racer and stuff like that? Um, like these games were pretty like it was pretty cool, but we're going on 5 generations now, 30 frames a second. Like it's time for PlayStation to really start pushing the boundaries and try to walk away from that 30 frames a second. That's what I want to see from them. Yeah, I mean, if Jim Ryan can pull it off, because like this year right now, I mean, if you look at it in terms of how many first party games have come out right now, um, if they do like 4 or 5 a year, that would probably be better than they've ever done. And I think their goal is to get Horizon and God of War out this year. If they do that, that's I mean, they were supposed to have Gran Turismo 7 out too at the launch. I think you've got Polyphony Digital that's working on Gran Turismo for the next gen. I think you've got Sony Santa Monica working on God of War, and you've got Guerrilla working on Horizon, Forbidden West right now, and then you've got an Insomniac working on. I mean, that's four of Sony's top developers, and who knows what Naughty Dog's doing? Naughty Dog just gave us a 60 frames a second update for The Last of Us 2, and rumors are they're working on remastering or rebuilding the first game up to PS5 standards. So if they do that, they better be doing part two and do it as a package, because I think that's a lot of wasted time if they're just upgrading these two games for another generation. I think they should be working on another Uncharted game. To tell you the truth, I like The Last of Us, but not as much as Uncharted. We need an Uncharted 5 like soon, like next year. Yeah, exactly. That's all they care about is the Metacritic score. They definitely just want to continue to have highly rated games. And I mean, yeah, that's good, but is that really, sustainable, to try to put out 5 games with an 80 or above meta score, Metacritic score? I don't know. A lot of Metacritic, I mean, a lot of the critics love, PlayStation. PlayStation's pretty generous, man. Yeah, Microsoft's definitely going to be able to release more games now that they have 23 studios for sure. Sony's going to have to keep buying. I mean, that's not to mention, Final Fantasy 16 might actually be coming out this year as well. I mean, that's still in the cards. There was some rumor about Team Ninja and SquareSoft working on a Final Fantasy, or no, a Final Fantasy um, Souls type game. Yeah, I mean, I want to see both companies putting out a lot of games, exclusive games, but I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up too much because I was already expecting Gran Turismo 7 this year. I was really looking forward to that. I was definitely looking forward to God of War Ragnarok. I want to play that, and I'm pretty sure if it comes out this year, it's going to be cross-gen. I think that's why they're being tight-lipped about it. Yeah. Yeah, dude. If Sony really, I kind of feel like they are gonna. I think their plan was because you remember back when they were when we were hearing leaks about a 13.3 teraflop, PS5, and they were testing that and the 9.2 at the same time. I think they were going to release both of them at the same time, a PS5 and a PS5 Pro. But I kind of feel like the cost to make that PS5 Pro was way too much for Sony to start production now. So if they do, I'm going to be so mad if I have to buy a PS5 Pro next year. I'm going to be very upset. But I mean, I'll just put this PS5 in the front room and keep my Pro in here. But dude, that's going to be so bad if I have to pay for another one after a couple years. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, and if that comes to Game Pass, oh yeah, I kind of feel like it is. I mean, I think I think when that upgrade launches here in a couple of days, it's supposed to be what, the 8th or something, that we'll get that upgraded version for the PS5 of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think they're going to announce the Xbox version, pretty shortly after that, and I think it will be coming to Game Pass. That's why we had that push to get this free upgrade, and then I think the new DLC has another 6 months of exclusivity with PlayStation, if I read that correctly. They re-signed. Yeah, I think I don't know if the Final Fantasy VII remake is included in that new contract or just the DLC, but I heard that it was like another 6 months of exclusivity with that. Um, it might be, but I mean that just makes it all the much sweeter, if it comes out and everybody gets it on Game Pass too. That's good because I'm getting a free upgrade either way on my PlayStation 5, so I don't know if I'm going to have to for I think for the Final Fantasy the DLC on that, because it's not for Final Fantasy, because we just got more Final Fantasy on Game Pass. So it's not for all of Final Fantasy. I think just Final Fantasy 16. I think that one said it had a year contract, but the Forspoken one is going to have 2 years of exclusivity on PS5. Yeah, we do get a free upgrade on PS5. If you have the PS4 version, if you bought the PS4 version, you get a free upgrade. If you downloaded the PS Plus version, you don't get a free upgrade. You have to buy the game to get the upgrade, Pat. Yeah, I don't think Sony could afford to buy Square, to tell you the truth. I think because I mean they probably could, but that would be a lot of money up front for to buy Square Enix. Yeah, you have to buy it to get the free upgrade, Pat. That really sucks. They made that perfectly clear. Yeah, I mean if you can find it on sale and buy it, then yeah, you'll get that free upgrade. But I don't know. They might only charge you like a $20 upgrade fee too. You never know. What up, Buck? How you doing, man? Nice to see you join. We're talking about digital video games and video games. Yeah, dude. If they buy Square and Square stops putting games out on Xbox and stuff, that'd be pretty bad because they are starting to gain a pretty good foothold. I mean, a lot of I enjoy the Tomb Raider series. Nope. Yeah, I wish there was some news about that. I'm still pretty upset about it. I did buy a heat sink though to go with my NVMe, so it should still fit the clearance inside the case. So that's pretty good. I bought that 980 Pro. I really want them to unlock that. I'm hoping that we hear something with the state of play, or that they have another system update that comes out this month. Yeah, $65 does hurt. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, gosh, I just have the thing, but I'm gonna put a heat sink on it just in case. Yep, Game Pass is so amazing. I love it. I love Game Pass. $75 here for me for PlayStation 5 games. Yeah, they definitely get. I mean, that SSD on the Xbox gets pretty warm too. My SSD in my laptop gets pretty hot. Yeah, I don't think they're going to buy anything. I think they'll do more deals. Timed exclusivity is definitely part of something that PlayStation's done for a long time. So I would expect that. Yeah. I do think that Sony's going to eventually have to do something to counteract Game Pass. That thing is gaining a lot of steam. Like people are definitely really happy with it. He says I wouldn't have any games. Well, that's true. If all your games come from Game Pass, I mean, you could always. Yeah, I mean, right now at this point, I don't know if the PlayStation 5 is really a must-have. Well, no, I take that back. If you can afford both and you can buy both consoles, I definitely recommend having both because this generation is going to get interesting pretty quick. But that whole $70 dude, that I mean, it sucks. I mean, if we were getting 5 or 6 of these games a year, yeah, that would add up pretty quick. I'm already disappointed with two of my $70 purchases, Returnal and Godfall. That's $140 I'll never get back. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once I gave up on trying to get a digital PS5, I found mine within a week. Yeah, that Series X, man. That was my first. That was my must-have console right out of the gate this generation, and this is the first generation I've ever bought an Xbox first. I didn't even buy a 360 first. I waited till PS3 came out, and then I got an Xbox 360 after that. Valve and Steam coming to Xbox might. You know what? That might. Well, Xbox GDK will span across PC too, so I could see us getting more PC games on the Xbox Series X and S this generation. That would definitely be cool. I think April Game Pass has 23 million subs. Yeah, I think that was pretty high. I think they were talking like 30. I thought they were up to 30 million already. So if they're up to 23 million, that's still pretty good because I pay my subscription monthly. I mean, well, I've still got until October, and then I'll be paying that monthly. I already had a Game Pass Ultimate, and then I bought like a 6 month extension for Gold, and it gave me 4 more months of yeah. Gave me 4 more months. Delivery. Oh, special delivery! I was looking at the thing and it didn't say it was here yet. Oh, did you already give Junior his game? Cool. Fable. I am so happy with Fable. Yes. Fable. Yeah. I loved Fable back in the day. Like I'm not gonna lie, that looks really interesting. I can't wait for that to come out. Special delivery. Yeah, I bought another hard drive so I can just when I record my videos before I put them out, just put them on that because I'm using an SSD right now. My laptop has an SSD, and my the just the Western Digital Elements 1 terabyte. That's perfect for what I need for my videos, for recording my videos and stuff. So I bought it. It was like $47. Show special delivery. Yeah, it'll make it so much easier to just do my videos from that. I'm using that Samsung T5 right now. That's a pretty good thing, but I want to use that I want to put that back on my Xbox. Expansion on Facebook Market. Yep, $125. I got that 8 terabyte Seagate thing for my Xbox for like $160 or something for 8 terabytes. That was pretty nice. If you can pick one of those things up before the crypto crazies get to them, I would definitely recommend that. My game of the year, my game of this year so far is, oh my gosh, I don't know yet. I haven't. My game of the year so far. Okay, so this is gonna sound crazy, but seeing as I had never played like the Mass Effects, I think Mass Effect 2 is probably gonna end up being my game of the year so far right now. Yeah, felt kind of bad too. PS5 backup. Don't like playing games off it. Texture popping so bad. Yeah, that's one of those things that like this new these new Resident Evil 2. Dang it, I forgot about that. Yes, that is probably my favorite game of this year. I just totally I don't know why it slipped my mind, but yeah, Resident Evil and that Mass Effect trilogy are probably neck and neck, honestly. Yeah, 380 million from Game Pass alone. There's a lot of money. They're definitely going to start making some money off that. Yeah, I played that game with headphones the whole way through it too. That RE Village was that's definitely my favorite Resident Evil game to date now, for sure. Easily became my favorite. I definitely love that Resident Evil, that village. I loved everything about that world. Like the visual consistency throughout that whole game was so good. And I played through on the ray tracing mode on the Xbox, so it felt stable all the way through. I mean, you get to that one part in the lake, and it didn't drop that bad. Yeah, I do like Biomutant on the Xbox Series X. It is definitely a good game, and they're gonna update it and fix it. You're gonna be getting a next gen version of it, in the nearish future. They said, but yeah, I definitely recommend that on the Xbox Series X right now. They did give me a code for PlayStation on that. So I have been streaming that. The update, the update, they're gonna add like some effects to like combat. I think they were going to fix some of the other stuff that people. I haven't ran into any bugs though on either console, on the PlayStation or the on the Xbox. I have. I guess people are saying that the combat doesn't feel weighty, so they're gonna fix that. Yeah, and the sounds they're gonna fix some of the sounds and stuff. Yeah, I was pretty surprised that they actually sent me a code for it on the PlayStation version because yeah, like I wish they would have gave it to me like a couple days early so I could have included it more in the review. But yeah, it's I like Biomutant. Biomutant is a good game as long as you check your expectations and realize that it's kind of simplistic. It's not a super challenging game by any means, but the open world on the Xbox Series X is freaking beautiful. Like it's so freaking beautiful. I love running through that game. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the PlayStation's SDK is so screwed up, like for backward compatibility that and that's the thing. If Sony would put in the work and make that much better and much more seamless for developers to upgrade their games, it would definitely make buying digital PlayStation games a lot easier to do. Um, Not being able to upgrade those experiences seamlessly like they can on the Xbox is definitely going to leave PlayStation in the dust. definitely they do need to do something with that. I think it was. I mean, I guess we should, in Sony's mind, we should be thankful they gave us backwards compatibility, anyways. Like honestly, that we should be thankful. We should be grateful they gave us that, and we should be grateful that they went ahead and gave us 60 frames per second updates for some of the more popular games. We should be grateful. We should be just, thank you, Sony. Thank you for taking care of us. Like giving us the like. With Sony, I kind of feel like I'm a dog waiting for table scraps, whereas Microsoft, they're like, here, man, have the buffet. And like, you know what I mean? That's just the way I feel right now. And that's why I've been kind of hard on Sony lately, is because it's like, come on, guys, you guys are the freaking market leaders. I like my VR. I like my PSVR, but I'm definitely going to buy the new one when it comes out. For sure. Like no questions asked, I will buy that. Like as soon as it comes out, I want to play that so bad. I want it more I'm hoping that Gran Turismo 7 has better integration with the new VR. And I do think that VR could get bigger. Like games like Beat Saber are freaking amazing. Games like Beat Saber and racing, like sim racing games, will be really good if it takes advantage of the VR. And there's probably, I don't really know if there's more genres that really interest me enough to, I mean, like the shooter games like Blood Truth was pretty cool. It was a pretty fun experience. If they could find a way to make that experience better, it would even be better. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Series S is a pretty decent console. PS5 is pretty much competing. I think PS5 is competing more with Xbox One X if they keep making 4K 30 games. I kind of feel like they're leaving themselves stuck back to that generation where Xbox Series X is, going to focus more toward performance and stuff. And I'm okay with that. I want the visuals to grow with the FPS. I want the FPS to be better, 60 frames a second be the minimum this generation, and the visuals to grow from there. That's what I want to see. And if PlayStation continues to insist on having that at, 4K 30, I just don't know. Yeah, that's very true. There's definitely more boosted games on Series S than on the PS5. And if Sony doesn't start doing something about it, I mean, like what can they do though? A PS4 Pro was only so powerful. There's not really much that developers can really go and do without having to basically remake the game for the PS5. Add different. Most of that stuff was all checkerboard rendered and stuff like that. So it's easier to. No Oculus, just the PSVR. I was thinking about getting one of those Quests, but I don't want to have to hook it to a Facebook account. To tell you the truth, I don't trust Facebook at all whatsoever with digital purchases. I don't ever even get on Facebook. The closest I got to Oculus was a Samsung VR headset that I got with my Samsung phone once. Yeah, I don't know about the Quest. I was thinking about it, but probably just stick to the PlayStation one because it's supposed to do up to 4K. I mean, yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Facebook thing. Yeah, I guess you're right. Dummy account. That's possible too. I just don't really trust Mark Zuckerberg. The guy's kind of a loser. I mean, he basically told you, yeah, we don't write the rules for you. We write the rules to protect us. Like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I get that. Once you put something on the internet, and that's the way they look at it. Once you put something on the internet, that's you giving up your privacy. That's you giving up your right to it. Once it goes on the internet, that's you putting yourself out there. Why should the company be Mark Zuckerberg? I don't know if they've even announced any RE8 DLC. Have they? I know we got DLC with 7, but we got that Reverse game that I've tried playing that a few times and I still can't get into it. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess if you're done with Resident Evil 8 already, like now would be the time to trade it in before it loses more value because the Resident Evil games don't hold their value that long. So yeah, I've heard that the headset is pretty damn good for what you get out of that. So I mean, I don't know. You might be talking me into getting one, Andy. I might actually give it a shot because I do kind of want to play that Half-Life Alex. If you could play it on that, I think you could play it on that. But I've got so many games on my PSVR already that um, it's just a whole nother. Yeah, I guess you're right. It might be on Game Pass in a year because of whatever they got going on with. Yeah, if you could sell it on like, if you could sell it on like a another way instead of taking it to GameStop. Yeah, it's a little harder to get into that, to that VR. It does feel gimmicky a lot for sure, but some of the experiences that I've had on it, like Beat Saber, are so freaking fun. It's not even funny. It's like you're a Jedi. It's fun. I'm doing good, Shiro. How you doing, man? Oh yeah, definitely. If you can find a Series S, definitely buy one. Um, you definitely get your money's worth out of that system. Just being able to play 100 games at 120 frames a second is more than worth it, and it does do that. I've played Tony Hawk Pro Skater at 120 frames a second on my daughter's ass. It is definitely worth. It's definitely worth the $300 for sure. And get a Game Pass and get Game Pass with it. Yeah, you're set, dude, for a long time. And then you could get like your PS5 or whatever else you need. Series S will definitely be able to do what Microsoft says it's going to do. Oh yeah, dude! If you only pay $28 for it, yeah, definitely get your $30 for it and wait for the DLC to come out. It'll be on sale, dude. It's a Capcom game, man. Within 6 months, it's going to be $20. So yeah, I mean those Resident Evil remakes. What did they? What did they last? Couple months and they were like already down to like $40, and then a couple more months after that now they're like $20 and $15. Yeah, dude, if you paid $28 for it, trade it in now, and then when DLC comes out and you're done with it right now, because the way I look at Resident Evil games is they can literally be considered one and done games. They literally can. So if you can get your money back out of it right now, I suggest getting your money back, and then if some more DLC and stuff comes out later down the road, yeah, $20, man. Yeah, you can, like, it's a Capcom game. Most of these games, like if you buy them at day one, like I used to do that. I would buy the games day one, beat them, and then just take them back and get like half my money back. But now I just buy them and keep them digitally. I just don't even care anymore. I'm so sick and tired of getting cheated by GameStop for prices. i9 9900K 16 gigs 2070 Super. Got 5 at the wall. Yeah, I seen one at the Walmart by me the other day too. I would definitely get. I would definitely get a Series S. I think they're good. I think they're good for the money. You know what? Biomutant is probably, honestly, is going to go down in price fairly quickly. Um, the only way I recommend buying Biomutant right now for an older gamer is if you are playing on the Series X. Then it might be worth your money, because it is a pretty fun game. Once you get into it and start playing it, it does get fun. It does get like interesting to play it. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it definitely is one of the better remakes ever. That RE2 remake was definitely set the bar for remakes, that's for sure. What else did they remake recently though too? That was really good. I think there was another game that they remade. That um Nair Replicant, that's a good remake or remaster or whatever. That one's pretty good. But yeah, you're definitely right. Well, I don't know. RE3 is a pretty good remake as well. I love Demon Souls. Demon Souls, yeah. That's I have a love hate relationship with Demon Souls right now. I want to play it in beautiful 4K at 60, but I get to play it at 1440p 60. So it's taken me a lot longer to get around to playing that than I wanted to. That one, the space one, the space survival horror one. I think I think that's the one you might be talking about. Yep. Yes. Far Cry 5 and New Dawn for 18 bucks for both of them. 18 pounds for both of them. That's definitely good. Ubisoft games are the same way, man. After a couple of months, they're like half price. Wait another couple of months and they're 15 bucks, $5, $7. Yeah, I don't know. I buy all my Ubisoft games day one, so I always feel bad when 2 weeks later they're half price. Battlefield 6, dude, we might actually be getting that on Game Pass or EA Play. Um, Imagine that Battlefield 6 comes out on EA Play day and date, and if you got Game Pass, it'll be free. I think they're announcing that at the Microsoft show because they are going to announce it this month, so we might be seeing that. Dying Light, 17 bucks. I don't think that has any upgrades except for possibly 60. Oh, it's 60 frames per second, but the 900p is going to freaking. Oh, if you're playing it on the S, it'll probably be all right. If you're playing on a 1080p TV, though. Yes, I can't wait for Battlefield 6. I'm pretty hyped for that game. I definitely am hyped for that. I mean, I still play Battlefield 5 every once in a while. And Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 was probably my favorite one in a long time, to tell you the truth. I really enjoy playing that game. It's pretty fun to run around and play that. Ooh. Actually, while I'm sitting here, I might just hook this thing up. Evil Cat Lord, nice to see you. On Game Pass. Yeah. A bullet magnet. I love that. That's pretty funny. You know, Battlefield is one of those games that, oh man, when you first start playing that stuff is pretty. That game was pretty hard. It had a pretty decent learning curve to it because if you're coming from Call of Duty to Battlefield, it's definitely got more of a learning curve to that game out of everything. Oh, you guys get to see the unboxing. Series S packs a mean punch. Yes, that Series S is definitely a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. Like, I mean, I knew it was going to be decent in terms of, you know, because it's more powerful than the Xbox One X, but it does have less memory than the Xbox One X. Yeah, coming back to modern. Oh man, I'm so happy for that. That's going to look so good. Especially EA is one of them top developers, dude. I really like that Frostbite engine. That thing is pretty amazing. And we're off. The new hard drive. Gonna get off of Twitter. Yeah, I'm so freaking happy for that new Battlefield. I can't wait for that game. That's probably one of those pretty highly anticipated games this year. Third party games. I really like the Frostbite engine. I on Battlefield and like a couple of other things. Yeah, I mean EA's got a love hate. Now they own Codemasters, dude, and I love Codemasters games. I hope they don't screw that up. I hope they don't ruin that. EA is definitely. I've been through a lot of years with EA, and I've bought in every single Need for Speed game day one when it comes out. The Battlefields are usually pretty good. Battlefield 5, it was great, but a lot of people quit playing it, so it kind of ruined that experience somewhat. But if EA, yeah, I don't like the way EA does their sports game. Yeah, I mean, like the Madden, I did buy Madden this year, the 21 or whatever, because for the next gen upgrades, and it was like, what the hell is this crap, dude? Didn't even look that great. It was, I mean, it was, yeah, I mean, it looked better, but it wasn't mind blowing or anything. Yeah, definitely probably a lot better than the Pro version on the Series S. Well, you're getting that solid 60 frames a second now, aren't you? Backward compat or FPS boost on Far Cry 5. I tried it on the Series X, but it drops it down to 1080p, and it kind of like once you're used to seeing how beautiful Far Cry 5 was before that, it. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not like I want my 4K back. Yes, Gotham City Imposters to be redone. That would be good. The first Me Too hashtag came Battlefield 5. Oh yeah, what was that? Hashtag not my battlefield. Oh gosh. That shit was pretty funny. Uh, Gender filled 5. Yeah. I don't know why they did that. I mean, like I understand the reasoning for it, but then at the same time, I mean, like we're talking about World War II. Yes, quick resume is so freaking cool, especially when you're making videos. Oh yeah, like so with Far Cry 6, that female protagonist, that's a chick you can actually like. You know what I mean? Like she seems like she fits in that story. It doesn't feel shoehorned in. Whereas like a lot of these games these days are just putting female leads in there, and it's for what, man? Like Assassin's Creed, I don't have the desire to ever play Assassin's Creed as a female assassin. Like I mean, like playing as Evie from in Syndicate, and like Evie was cool, but I have no desire to like go through a whole game as a female assassin. So with them putting one or the other in there, I'm fine with that. Like it works. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Definitely a day one by for me too. I've never finished any battle or Far Cry game. I usually get pretty far into them, but then I just kind of lose interest with all the mundane stuff that Far Cry has to offer. But this new one actually looks pretty cool. Like I'll probably finish it. I don't think anybody's down on female protagonist. It just it's just the way they're doing it. You know what I mean? Like with the movie industry, like Ghostbusters. I mean, like all of a sudden they get rid of all the dudes and put all the females in there, and it's just like Laura Croft, amazing. Um, all these other like I don't know. Like I'm not against it. I just don't like how it feels. I just don't want it to feel forced. That's all I'm saying. I don't want it to feel forced. If like an Assassin's Creed game came out with a female only protagonist, and it was good and it felt coherent and cohesive, like and I clicked, and like she was cool or whatever, like cool. But I mean, like I tried playing Odyssey as Cassandra, and like just I don't know why it just didn't click with me. I mean, like a Spartan woman, like I don't know. It didn't feel right in the time frame to me. I don't know. You are playing Valhalla as the female Eivor. See, I haven't tried that yet. I was actually planning on trying that with the PlayStation 5 version when I bought it, but my save is already uploaded in there from my Xbox character, so I just haven't got around to trying it. Yeah, like I'm not against the whole female thing, but because I mean, like we have Uncharted. Uncharted 4 was great, and then the Uncharted 4 Lost Legacy, that was great too, and I had two female characters in it. It worked, like it was good. Yeah, see, that's I don't know. I don't know how many women were. I know that the Russian snipers were female. I mean that does work, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, we never really hear about that. Yeah, exactly. No one has an issue when it's not forced, i.e., Wonder Woman, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bayonetta. Exactly. Um, Frog Boy X1 on the Xbox. Yeah, I loved Lost Legacy. I mean, I love those games. Like they work out great. Hey, wait, did that one get a 60 FPS update? I want Uncharted 4 to get a 60 FPS update. I want that. I want that bad. Yeah. I just don't like the way like they're making it feel forced, I mean, like I don't have a problem with, I mean, if Ubisoft is going to continue doing like a female and a male protagonist, they need to write separate stories for them so it's two separate playthroughs. Then it would probably be better. I would enjoy that a lot more. I feel like I would get more value out of that. But I mean, like, cool. I will I will add you as my friend too. But um, if they would just make two different stories, for both protagonists, like I think it would be better. I feel like I would be getting my money because playing an Assassin's Creed Valhalla, when you get to that one part and like the like the dude's talking to you like you're a chick, and you're like, what the hell is this stuff, like that was kind of dumb. Yeah, Forspoken looks good, and that's got a female lead. I'm definitely looking forward to playing that. And what is that, Kenya? I'm looking forward to playing that game too. That looks pretty cool. I like the visual style of that game, so I'm going to probably get that. Uncharted, I love Uncharted. I love Tomb Raider, and dude, Xbox Indiana Jones, man. Woohoo! Anybody growing up in the '80s is going to know who Indiana Jones is. That guy was pretty cool back then. Yes, I want Uncharted so bad to come back. Cyberpunk, sex and sexual orientation had bearing on. Yep, all conversation. Yeah, exactly. Like I wish that they would do. I wish that they would. If they're gonna do that, they need to make two stories. They need to make two supporting cast. They need to make two. They're gonna have to. They can't just keep shoehorning this shit in. I don't like how how fake it feels, because if you're playing as one character and the lines are all written the same, one character is going to feel cheated. One character is going to feel like an illegitimate version. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only reason I bought an Xbox One last generation seriously was for Forza Horizon, Blizzard Mountain. I saw that and I was like, "Oop, I got to play that." So I went out and I bought an Xbox. I bought that and started playing it. And here I am, you know, 4 years later, 5 years later, Xbox being the console that I buy most of my games on now. Yes, I did play the medium. I finished that game. I played it straight through. Well, I got home from work. I played it until I went to bed. I was tired. I woke up and finished it. I loved the medium. It was a good game. I don't like there was a couple sections in it I thought were kind of like could use some help, but it was an overall good game. And I did play that on Game Pass. That's why I didn't review it, because I'm not gonna review games that I get on Game Pass for free. Buy that, not falsifying history. Yeah. Boudica. Yeah, I would. Yeah, see if Ubisoft would go back and like bring these women like they did with what they did with Origins, if they would have made that story about her and not have Bayek in there, I think that might have still worked. But I do like Bayek. Like I liked Bayek. Yeah, the medium was a pretty fun game. It was definitely, it gives you that Silent Hill vibe, and it works. And the rumor is that Blooper is working on a Silent Hill game for Konami, so that would be cool. AEW wrestling game at E3. I don't even know what that is. Wrestling. I mean, I guess that would be. Oh, yeah, I don't play wrestling games ever, so. But I will be happy for you if you get your information at E3 this year. I really hope. I really hope there's a lot of stuff E3. I really want to see a new Splinter Cell. I want to see a new Splinter Cell really bad. Like Silent Hill and Resident Evil are like pretty neck and neck for me. I like them both, but I think Silent Hill 2 is probably my favorite one out of all the ones that I've played. You just imagine how great Sony needs to push for Final Fantasy Tactics 2. Yes, they do. And SOCOM. They need to bring freaking SOCOM back. I love that game. Even if it's just the first 3 games remade by Bluepoint, I would be happy with that. Yeah, I would love an Evil Within 3. I hope something. Well, right now, Tango Gameworks is working on that Ghostwire Tokyo for PlayStation. Yeah, I do want to play Downpour, but I really wish that I think I can play that on PS Plus, can't I? Downpour. Yeah, I want honestly, dude, I'd be super happy if we got a Castlevania made by From Software. That would be great. With the throat mic like the original. Yep, that's exactly what I want back from the SOCOM. SOCOM 4 was all right. Like I enjoyed playing through the campaign of that, but I definitely want the older style SOCOMs back. Evil Within 2 also, yeah. Evil Within 2 is pretty good. I haven't beat it yet, but now that it's got, like FPS boost and everything on the Xbox, I mean, you don't even really need the FPS boost because the unlocked frame rate wasn't too bad. But to lose that resolution to play at 60 frames a second, I don't like how Microsoft is doing that. That's kind of bugging me that we're losing that 4K resolution just to get like 60 frames a second on some of these games. That kind of bugs me, but I mean it is just system level upgrade. So I mean if they're just boosting the Xbox One version up, just by doing that, that's fine. But I would like to see the Xbox One X versions getting that upgrade. Even if the frame rate's even if the frame rate's not locked, I still want that option to play that. Now I really love like those system level. Yeah, but I haven't played Switch as much. The last game I played was Breath of the Wild. My kids play the Switches all the time. I usually just buy the games for them, and then they can review them for me. I got a soft spot for Mario still, though. Really like playing. I do want to play Monster Hunter Rise. So if they do put out an upgraded Switch this year, I'm gonna buy one, and then I will start doing more reviews on Switch as games come out. Yeah. um. Yeah, like Resident Evil freaked me out. I used to have such a hard time when I first started playing those. I used to have such a hard time playing those. I would still be like, oh gosh, kind of scared. But nowadays, I can usually get right through them without too much. Those dogs on Resident Evil, yeah. Ooh boy, because back then, like you literally you had to get a book if you wanted like a strategy guide or something. You had to go buy that big old thick book. Remember those? Like, and then you'd have to sit there and look through the pages and stuff if you wanted. Like, oh my gosh, like what was I 16? It was yeah, I think it was 96 when that first one 96 or 98 when that first one came out. Oh my freaking gosh. Yeah, now you can just jump on the internet and like everybody's streaming these games. You can just figure out what to do that way. I still do like to go through my games and experience them for myself. That's the whole reason I started this YouTube channel. Like one of the reasons is because when I review games, I don't want to be shown video of the game. Like I don't. That to me is a spoiler. I don't want to be told, like parts about the game, to try to explain it. I mean, I feel like I can do a review and convey how good a game is without completely spoiling everything for you. Yes, that baby was so freaking intense, man. When it comes around that corner, you're just do and boom, the baby. Oh gosh, that shit was nuts. Yeah, RE2 is pretty freaking nuts, man. That game is pretty intense. Because I was playing through as Leon. I wasn't expecting Mr. X to come at me, dude. I wasn't expecting that. So it did get me. It definitely got me. And Resident Evil 3 remake I liked that, but I wish it wouldn't have been scripted because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't hard. I got through that game pretty quick, like 3 hours or something. 3 hours and 40 minutes or something was my total playtime on that. Resident Evil 7 on VR. I think it lasted 7 minutes before I cried. Oh yeah. See, I did not play that one on VR. I played that one regular, and because I didn't get my VR until later. Yeah, the Series S is going to get the 1S version of everything, no matter what. Video. Yeah. See, yeah, I mean, like waiting until after. Well, see, and that's the thing with the reviewers too. Like they'll come out and they'll put out a review for the game, and then a day later they're back with another video talking about, well, I didn't like this or I didn't like that or this part right here made me blah blah. And it's like, dude, nobody cares, man. They just yeah, nobody cares how you feel or how you're gonna start to, first you tell us how great the game is, and now you're gonna tell us why it's not as great as you thought it was. Like everybody, like every single one of them was Cyberpunk. Didn't they all come out? Oh man, this game is great. Blah 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 blah. And then right after the base models dropped, they're like, oh gosh, I can't believe they did that. You know what? Second thought, like think about this. I didn't like this and this. I just you can't really trust much of anybody anymore. Like or they review bomb games or something. Project Zero, yeah, takes so many rounds to kill it. Yeah, that. Well, see, with Resident Evil games, you're not really supposed to freaking kill the zombies, from what I've gained. Like it's a survival horror. Your weapons are just to get out of sticky situations. So don't kill the zombies and run from them. That's why like Resident Evil 4 added like a hit button and stuff so that you could hit them when they get on you and stuff like that. Resident Evil's never really been about killing the zombies. It's always been more about escaping and escaping as quick as you can. Once you start playing a Resident Evil game like that, like it took me 7 hours and 10 minutes to beat 8. And once you start playing the games like you're hey man, I got to escape this or I got to do this. Yeah, I just don't even try to kill most of that stuff anymore because they are bullet sponges. I wish they would remake Parasite Eve for the PlayStation 1. Parasite Eve was a freaking really good game. Or like I remember that Parasite Eve, that was good. Parasite Eve 2 had that kind of like Resident Evil type play, but it was more of like a turn-based. That freaking game by Squaresoft was so good back then. Hopefully Far Cry 6, 1440p 60 on Series S. I hope so too. From what I'm thinking though, because if I look it up on the Xbox right now, it doesn't say anything about 60 frames a second. If I'm correct, it doesn't say anything about 60. Sandbox survival horror. I remember being disappointed with Dead Rising. Yeah, Dead Rising was always more of a. Isn't Dead Rising more of like an arcadey type of game? Yeah, I thought that was more. Dino Crisis would be freaking amazing if they would remake that. I think Capcom is gonna start doing more of that stuff. I'm hoping that they're remaking Onimusha. At least the first one, the first Onimusha would be pretty freaking cool to get a nice solid remake out of that. And the first Dino Crisis would be good. Um, there was another game that came out on Sega Dreamcast that was like a Resident Evil. It was called Carrier. I don't know if anybody remembers that. That game was kind of fun. You're on an aircraft carrier, and it's basically or Blue Stinger on the Dreamcast. That game was way fun. I really missed those early Dreamcast games. You know, like what Sort of Berserk and stuff like that. Those games are pretty cool. Castlevania. I need a new Castlevania game, guys. I need one made by From Software that is like, yeah. After watching what they do with Dark Souls and Bloodborne, if they just made a Dark Souls Bloodborne baby, but named it Castlevania, like that'd be really really cool. It depends. It depends on the game. Most of the games on they are 4K 30 or 1440p 60 on PS5. Um, there are some exceptions to that, but yeah, I'm thinking if PlayStation keeps going the way they're going, we're going to see 4K 30 with 1440p 60. But and there will be those games that do come out that are 4K 60. GTA San Andreas remake. Yeah, that would. I mean, honestly, if they would do that, it would be pretty cool. But we're getting five again. We'll just have to be happy with five again, and $60. No, $70 because it's PlayStation 5 game. So $70 to sell that game one more time. Power Stone, yes. I never really got way into Power Stone, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Dude, one of my favorite games on the Dreamcast was Soul Calibur. But the new one, I bought it. I've maybe played it for like 10 minutes. I mean, yeah, 10 minutes. I did a couple fights with Geralt of Rivia, and I just can't get into that like I used to be on the Dreamcast. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 11 looks really, really good with those next gen updates. It looks pretty dang good, and I am glad that was free. I am so glad that that was a free upgrade. And I mean, the more games, like I've got so many games on the Xbox that are upgraded. Battle Arena Toshienda. Yeah, Toshin. I don't know how to say that. Toshidan. I wish they would freaking remake Shenmue 3 with next gen upgrades. That would be kind of cool. Or at least bring back Shenmue 4 and finish out the story. Definitely Injustice 3. I think there's a lot of surprises coming this E3. I think we're going to see some pretty interesting stuff because I don't think I mean, but I do think a lot of it's still going to be cross gen though, to tell you the truth. I'm kind of interested on what Ubisoft's going to do. I should have been playing Riders Republic and Far Cry 6 already by now. Yeah, the Injustice games. Yeah, that Injustice 2 was so freaking good. I like how they brought the Ninja Turtles into that. I mean, there's a new Ninja Turtle game coming out, but I wish they would do something, like a AAA Ninja Turtles game. That'd be kind of cool. I grew up in the 80s, so I wouldn't mind seeing a really cool He-Man game too. That would be freaking dope. Or at least a new He-Man movie. That would be cool. I know they've been talking about it, but yeah, right. Some more GI Joe action. Oh yeah, we are getting a new movie of GI Joe, Snake Eyes. I forgot about that. That's going to be pretty cool. I might review some of those movies too when they come out on the channel. I don't know. I like reviewing things. I spend a lot of money on stuff. Jason, the World Warriors game. Yeah. uh, yeah, they really are. Xbox has really started doing a lot of things right. Now that they've got Microsoft backing them, they're definitely getting they're definitely going to give Sony a run for its money, I think. I mean, imagine if Xbox was somehow to get Amy Hennig, the Uncharted, writer. What if they got her own project, you know, and funded that? That would be kind of cool. I mean, I know that the initiative is working on that Perfect Dark game. That's going to be amazing. I mean, it's still a ways out there, but I mean, you can tell that Microsoft is trying and they are scooping up. I mean, Tango DreamWorks, Shinji Mikami or whatever, he created Resident Evil. Like that dude was the creator of Resident Evil, and he's now Xbox. You've got all of Bethesda, like Todd Howard and everybody else that are going to start making games exclusively for Xbox. We've got um, Obsidian. Like Xbox is definitely going to be an RPG powerhouse for sure, and that's really really good. Like I am more excited about the future of Xbox. Okay, so I love my PlayStation first party single player games. Like I love them. I will always buy a PlayStation for those. But what Xbox is doing and the quality of games that Xbox is going to be making, like I'm going to get a lot more play out of these RPGs than I am something like Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank's probably going to be a one and done experience. I don't think I'll ever play that again after I'm done with it. And I'm really hoping that the 60 FPS mode is 4K. I want to know what Kojima is working on. Do you think? Maybe it might be too soon for Kojima, but no, he did show Death Stranding pretty early, and he got that kicked out pretty good. I really like Death Stranding though. Like I really liked the way that game turned out. I know it was a slog for a lot of people. That first 4 to 5 hours is pretty rough, but after that, oh my gosh, that game was fun. I really like that. I like that like gritty story to that game. Like it was good. I did like that. And toward the end of it, it got even better. Like I like how heavily story driven that game was. And then the moments of quiet when you're out just walking around and doing stuff like that. I literally played that game so long. I built all the roads out. I did everything I could with that game. It was so, yeah. I spent a lot of time on that Death Stranding game. That was pretty good. Kojima, I want Kojima's next game to be a little more mainstream than Death Stranding, though. I want it to be more like combat focused, either something like Metal Gear or something like Silent Hill, something a little more. I still want it to be story driven, but I want it to be more mainstream and less far out there. Because I did like Death Stranding, but I do want something better, like more mainstream from him. And if he is making an Xbox game, that would be pretty cool. I think we're more likely to get Death Stranding on Xbox, though, to tell you the truth. 505 Games published that, so it might be possible, but it is built on the Decima engine, and he might be having to swap it over to like Unreal or something to put it on Xbox, but that would even work too. UPS mail simulator. No, it was Amazon, man. Amazon simulator. It was pretty cool. Like I think that there was just there to get the. I'm pretty sure that mechanic was more about getting the story elements out in the way that in the pacing of the way the story came together on that. because the story was more about like connecting, like bringing back, connections to people because everybody's just hiding in bunkers and shit like that. So I think it just had more to do with, being able to convey the story. Yeah, like I really do want Naughty Dog to take a break from The Last of Us. Yeah, you didn't play any of the exclusives on PS4? I mean, up till the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, it would. I don't know, man. I bought every single PlayStation exclusive last generation, every single one of them. Drive Club, the Order 1886, yeah, everything. I bought every one of them. I've got Concrete Genie. I've got Dreams. I bought Dreams. I didn't finish Dreams, but I played around with it for a little while. Yeah, there's some of that stuff on the last gen you need to play. Um, I really did like Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima. That's definitely worth a playthrough. I really like that game. I'll probably be playing that one um, well into the future. I like that open world. Yeah, God of War and Spider Man. God of War, Spider Man, Ghost of Tsushima. That's another one you should probably pick up. Actually, just if you got a PS5, get the PS Plus and then play all of those games on the backward compatibility thing. Don't even buy them. Just play all of those ones they put on there are the ones that are most worth your time playing. Yep. And see, I bought both of them and played both of them at the same time. And I only completed Horizon Zero Dawn. I did not complete Breath of the Wild. I should have though. I'm pretty far into that, but I'm kind of hoping that this new Nintendo Switch will upgrade that a little bit because I can't really play on the Switch on the handheld. It hurts my eyes, so I have to play on the TV. And to play the Switch, I kind of got to sit like 15 feet away from it so it doesn't look too blurry on a 4K TV. Yeah, Spider Man and the upgraded version of Spider Man. Oh my freaking gosh. Playing that at 60 frames a second is one hell of a. Days Gone was so underrated. It squashing now on stream, smashing. Yeah. Days Gone with see my only thing with Days Gone is I'm so over freaking like zombie games, Like I'm just I so that's kind of turned me off. And plus the pacing of it is a little all over the place for me. So eventually I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna finish playing it, but it's one of those things that I impulse bought right after, I mean, I impulse buy my games most of the time. So if there's a whole bunch that come out at the same time, I usually buy all of them, and then some of them I completely forget about playing. This might actually be a good coil out of that pack. I had two of them burn out on me like really quick. Oh dang. So I am really hoping that we get. So my expectations for Microsoft at E3 this year is probably they're going to drop a whole bunch more FPS boost games. They're probably going to talk more about backwards compatibility. They're definitely going to do a lot of world premieres, and then PlayStation on the PlayStation side. I'm thinking Xbox might have some of those third party exclusive to games that might be coming as well. And I think that PlayStation is probably going to do another state of play right close to the launch of Ratchet and Clank. I feel like that's going to happen. And they're definitely going to promote it. Yeah, exactly. Forza Horizon 5, they announced that. I'm stoked. Yeah, I do kind of feel like Santa Monica is probably working on something else. I feel like here's my thought. I feel like Corey Balrog wants to move away from that, and I feel like his team wants to start doing something else. So I think they're probably gonna cap off the God of War story with this next one. I feel like this is probably going to be the last God of War for a while. I think we'll get Flight Simulator in June. Yeah, Ascent July, Halo back at the end of the year. I think we're going to get that. I think we're going to get more than that. I think if you've got Bethesda making two games for PlayStation um, that are exclusive this year, I would expect two games from Bethesda, maybe three for Xbox this year. And there are some that could be done. You got a new gosh dang it was Wolfenstein that's possibly ready for this year. You've probably got a new um, I wouldn't say a new Fallout experience, but at least a major expansion that's probably ready. And you've probably got um, you probably got there's at least one more studio that Bethesda's got that's probably got something ready for Xbox this year. We're probably going to hear more about what was that what was that game they announced last year that oh gosh, what was the freaking name of that? Arc. Probably going to get more Arc 2 news for sure. I would definitely be expecting to hear more about that. Um, Probably going to hear some more about I don't know. I think we're going to hear more about Fable 2. I just I don't think they just announced Fable and were like, oh yeah, well we're just barely working on it. I'm pretty sure some of these games have been in the work for a while because we've been hearing rumors about Playground Games doing Fable now for like 4 years. If you want to be if you want to be exact, I mean we've been hearing about some of this stuff for a while. So I don't think Microsoft was going to say, oh yeah, you got Fable, in like 4 years or so. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that we're going to hear more about some of this stuff a lot sooner than people are thinking. Um, I feel like Xbox was putting all their eggs in the basket of this generation. I mean, this is just speculation, but I feel like they put a lot of these. I think they put a lot of these games on the burner for next gen and stop doing as much for the Xbox One generation. That's why it kind of got kind of scarce toward the end because they were rebooting the whole Xbox experience. So I feel like we're going to get more of a I feel like we're going to get more of a bigger lineup than a lot of people are thinking for Xbox. I feel like that's probably the case. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this stream now. Um, Planning on possibly doing another one tomorrow. I just got to think of another good topic. I got to think of some stuff. Maybe probably going to do another video tonight on the YouTube channel as well. My weekends when I'm not working is when I can usually Crossfire. Yep, Crossfire X. That should be coming out this year. Like we haven't heard anything about that lately, but yeah, that's planned to come out this year. And according to the community manager for Remedy, that is still what the plan is. So definitely expect that this year. And that's made by Remedy. So I mean, that's going to be good. I honestly wish the Xbox would buy Remedy and just make them first party. Yes. I will do the Xbox live stream one because I will be off work because I think it's on Sunday. So I will definitely do that. Like I definitely want to try to do that. That'll be the first time I've ever done one of the live streams. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be interesting. Probably get another haircut for that too. But Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream now. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes and 51 seconds. I really appreciate everybody coming. That's really awesome that I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. Like that's really cool. I was kind of worried about doing this. Thank you, Reindeer. Yeah, man, I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy the community support. This channel is growing pretty fast. Like I'm very happy with the growth of this channel, and I really appreciate y'all coming and joining me every time we do these. Yes, Sunday the 13th. Yes, we're definitely going to be on there live doing that. Then I will definitely be doing that. Pretty excited for that, actually, to tell you the truth. And I really appreciate you guys. You guys have made me pretty freaking happy. Like my wife thought I was going to have 3 subscribers, and they were all going to be my friends, and we've blown way past those 3. So, yep. You guys have a great day. Yeah, I'll probably do another video tonight about something. I don't know. Just try to gain more fans. So, all right, guys. We'll see you later then. Good night.